Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into EskimoTV. I'm your host, Jason Escamilla, and today we're going to be reviewing Prison Break Season 5, Episode 5, Contingency. My favorite part of this episode was definitely Jacob's character. I don't know if he's a bad guy or a good guy. I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy, and I hope he's a bad guy for a number of reasons that I'm about to explain. First off, I think his cover-up was really good. He did not just tell Sarah what was a good excuse, but he also showed proof to corroborate his claims. Ultimately, I think it'll be really lame if Jacob ends up being a good guy, because the writers already got us thinking, using the cliffhanger from the previous episode, that Jacob's a bad guy. So for this whole week, we've been wondering, is he Poseidon or is he involved with Poseidon? And we also needed an excuse for us to not like Jacob, because we ultimately want Michael and Sarah to get back together. So here's my theory on Jacob's character. I think that he is a bad guy working for Poseidon. The writers are just trying to make us seriously wonder, is he good? Is he bad? It leaves us with something to be in huge suspense about, and they've done a good job of making us question, because I'm as much as I want Jacob to be a bad guy, I'm really on the fence. The main problem with him being a bad guy is, why would he have allowed that the one chick that works for Poseidon to shoot him? That would be really going far to cover up his story. Here's my theory on what's going to happen. I think that after Michael faked his death, Poseidon wanted to keep tabs on Sarah, who would know if Michael ever tried to come back to her. So maybe Jacob, who is or is working for Poseidon, is supposed to be here to keep tabs on her. What I'd be interested in seeing is the backstory to their relationship. How well does Sarah really know Jacob? And I'd say fairly well. I mean, she married him, but I think that we definitely want to know to what extent, how deep that relationship was. And if this theory's true and Jacob is working for Poseidon, I just have to say, that's crazy. Imagine committing 7 years of your life to deceiving someone. I'm just trying to think about one of my friends that I've known for a little over 7 years, and I think that if I found out that they were not who they said they were and were trying to harm people that I loved, I would be really heartbroken. Which also, I have to add that when Teabag reveals that Jacob is talking to the couple that are working for Poseidon, I think Sarah took it fairly well. I mean, she was shocked and ran, but I think she should have had a few more tears, or had stayed just kind of there stunned for a little while longer than we saw. But I get it's a TV show, and also she did care about her son, so it was somewhat believable. But I do think that she could have been there internalizing these feelings for a little bit longer. But going back to committing 7 years of your life, I'm wondering if this theory is true, how Jacob got involved with Poseidon. If like I said, we don't know if this is true, but if it is, how did he get involved? Is he being pressured, or could he possibly be Poseidon? I don't know. We have 4 episodes left, and so I'm really starting to wonder who is the man behind the curtain. I thought that the reveal of Michael working for Poseidon was a really satisfying answer to the questions that we've had revolving Michael's fake death. It shows Michael's character to be what we knew about him within the first 4 seasons, that he's doing everything that he can to protect the people, the family that he loves. And I have to say, although Michael was doing this to protect his family, the fact that he agreed to help Poseidon break people out of prison, terrorists, people that were a real threat, really bothered me a little bit, because although Michael loves his family, I do think that it's a little upsetting that he's putting another general public at risk by getting these people out. I'm not completely turned off by this, though, because I do get that Michael ultimately wants to protect the people that he loves. I think it's kind of one of those situations, if you could protect the 5 people you love the most versus 100 random people, who would you choose? Quick question that I have is, if Michael did fake his death, how did he get out of that coffin? Or did they work a number to where his family didn't see him? I know if someone close to me died, I'd want to see an open coffin before they died. It is a TV show, so I'll give them grace for that. Maybe that's something that they couldn't answer. Michael and Lincoln have a debate about train station or airport. In hindsight, had they gone to the airport first, they would have made it out of there. Although they had no way of knowing that they would have made it out. I really liked Sid's character. I thought he was a solid sidekick for the first few episodes, and so I was really sad to see him go, but I think that they had to have this happen, so maybe the actor was making too much money, and they just said, hey, one less guy on the set, he's not that important, not that many people care about him. Maybe people will keep watching even though we don't have to pay for him. I'm just kidding. That's not really what I think. I think maybe they actually had to show that their actions had severe consequences. Other than this, there hasn't really been a death of a character so far in this season, of a character that we actually care about or have seen some time on screen. And with this miniseries being so short, I think that halfway through the season, it was a good time to do that. Some questions I have moving into next week, obviously, is Jacob good, bad? And what are Michael and Lincoln and the whole crew gonna do now that they've missed their flight? Who are they gonna turn to now that they don't have a solid planned way out? Overall, I thought that there were a lot of high points in this episode. Leave a comment letting me know what you thought about the questions that were raised. And if you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to EskimoTV. And I hope to see you guys back next week.